that moment? Because you must...
You know the story, that's the problem. You know what's happening, you know, and you think, OK, this is the bit where I've got to stand up, you know, and this is it. I've known about this for months and months now, and this is it. I better stand up, but my legs better not give away, you know. It's like,
my knee gonna creak.
Go on, you're up, you're all right, you're up.
But what a response.
I know, what a response. 50 years in this business, right? A scene where I don't say anything, I just stand up, I get more response to that than I've had in 50 years of acting.
And what does that teach you?
It says, keep your mouth shut.
I hope they weren't paying you per word.
No, they weren't. They weren't.
But, I mean, for all of you, I mean, sometimes these things don't go to plan and people are disappointed, but, I mean, it's just been, like, so positive.
Well, that's the nature of the business, right? That's the nature of the business. Sometimes things don't go right, but you just make sure everything does go right. And if it starts to go wrong, you put it right. That's it.
Is that about the chemistry between all of you, though? Because it looks like it's fabulous.
It is.
Yeah.
And that is, but all those years, I suggested what somebody had said to me. I said, why don't you just take this and go and put it in a cinema? So that's been turned all the way around to where I'm saying that it's going to be a film. I suggested to him, and somebody suggested to me, why don't you take what we've just done and put it in the cinemas? And that's it. And he just looked at me as much as to say, this is all I need. An amateur telling me how to do my job. Thanks very much. Move on.
So what could the film be, then? What would a spin-off film be if we were imagining one?
Well, it wouldn't be. It couldn't be now because the story's
You're trying to get him into trouble again with the boss.
Right, just keep watching it through. You know, people do. People do.
Meanwhile, you're writing.
Yeah,
You've written a novel.
Yeah, I have written a novel, and it's an adventure story, really, and it's really about the people that make television and film, the people and the crews. It's what goes on behind the camera. It's what I find fascinating, and seemingly a lot of other people find fascinating. And so I thought, right, this is the time for me to tell the story of, as several people said, the unsung heroes of the film and television industry, because nobody ever writes about them, and their lives are fascinating.
You must have years of stories
of
crews
and so what I've tried to do, and that's interesting, you know, that question, that's what I've tried to get into this, because the focus of it, the central character, is the person on every crew who runs it, a man or a woman, in this case a man, guy called Killy Wilde, ordinary working chap, and his life is all about holding the production together. It doesn't matter where it is. The stress, the pressure, trying to deal with all his family, his colleagues, his friends, his own personal life, things going wrong and putting them right. It's a really intense job, and it's something that really I find absolutely fascinating, how people can deal with that stress. Because things, as we were just saying, can go wrong at any time. And he takes this crew to a Caribbean island, and it starts to unravel, and it's up to him to pull the whole thing together. And this is, you know, 24/7. This is not just, oh, get up in the morning and put it right. This is overnight it's going wrong, and in the morning he's presented with it.
Your own backstory is not typical within acting, is it? You've done other jobs and worked in industry beforehand.
Yeah.
I wonder whether that gave you a greater appreciation of the technical jobs, the production jobs that maybe other actors don't have.
That's exactly what it is, because when I became an actor, I was a very keen amateur actor. I was working in Eastern Canada, and we were rebuilding an overhead power line system. But all I wanted to do was go to rehearse and be in plays. And in the end, I got a break and I became an actor. And then as I started to work my way through the theatre and then get into film and television, I began to realise there was this similarity, just what you're talking about. And the guys, the crews that I used to run doing what I was doing, I thought, this is the same. And there's this character here that does the job I did. And it's the first assistant director, responsible for everything. And then I began to realise I couldn't have dealt with the stress that he or she has to deal with, right? Mine was pretty straightforward, but the stress levels those people have to deal with. And that's what I wanted to take readers on a journey into a world most of them don't know anything about, but more or less all of them are absolutely fascinated by.
And over the years, how many times have you been rescued or helped or supported by someone like that?
Many, many times, right? You know, because things for you personally, you feel upset about something. You don't feel you're doing something right. And the first assistant is always somebody that you can talk to, you know, because they've got to understand about everything that's going on. They understand the whole dynamic of everything. It's a crucial thing. And so, yes, many, many times.
I noticed when you were coming into the studio here, you were talking to our floor manager, you were talking to our sound team, and you're looking around you at the lights.
This is home. It's home. You know, I talk to these people because these are the people I talk to every day, every working day. There are. You know, and now I'm just saying, oh, you're in the book. What, me? No, you are. You know, makeup ladies, you're in the book.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
makeup ladies, definitely in the book. They really know everything.
Got all the stories.
They've got all the secrets.
That's the other place you go to, right? Ooh, they'll always tell you. Makeup ladies, they'll tell you some of the things you shouldn't know as well.
With that in mind, are you already thinking, OK, I've written a book, but this could make great telly in itself, a TV drama about the book?
I have to say, a lot of people have said to me, you know, this reads like a film or a telly. You know?
And it's set in the Caribbean.
And it's set in the Caribbean, yeah, but that's not always the best thing to be. Working in hot countries is fine.
Not so glamorous. No.
I did it once on a great big mini-series about the life of Christopher Columbus. And I was a conquistador with a big bronze helmet and a breastplate.
Wow.
And I was like a lobster. I was cooked every day, sitting on a boiling hot horse. So...
You make it sound so glamorous.
No, it's not glamorous. But all the crew, though, they're all standing around in shorts and little hats on and just really enjoying it.
Maybe if it becomes a TV show or a movie, you could be on the crew and not in front of the camera.
Well, I certainly won't be in front of the camera, that's for sure. I couldn't play any of those roles.
Larry, delightful to talk to you. Good luck. Well, you've got the launch tonight for the book.
There you go, the launch tonight. There we go, all wrapped up.
Yeah.
It's the bookshops.
Today.
Bye-bye.
Good luck with it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, Larry, it's great to see you. Thank you so much. Now,